Welcome back to Green Bay Nation. Lily's down here alongside Andy Herman and Marcus Eversole. You guys see the challenge flag here, so it's time for challenge or no challenge. Basically, I'll read a statement. If you guys agree, there is no challenge, but if they disagree, throw that challenge flag like Matt Patricia did on Sunday. So you guys ready?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my first statement is this. The Packers will put together a complete game in the divisional round. Challenge or no challenge?
I'm going to say no challenge. I think they will put together a complete game. I like the fact that they have a week off to kind of assess what went wrong anytime they tweaked their weekly schedule, whether it be the week of Christmas and practice or the 2 trips out west. They know what not to do. I think it'll be reflective. I think they'll play a complete game. Not necessarily sure it'll be enough to win, though.
Interesting. I'm going to challenge. I'm going to throw the challenge flag. I do think that they've shown in 16 games that they haven't necessarily been able to put together that complete game yet. And at some point, if you can't through the course of 16 games, it's probably going to be pretty tough to do so come playoff time.
No faith.
But this is a team that I would not put anything past, so who knows. But I think a complete game is probably going to be a little bit of a stretch come playoff time.
All right, so we have a nay from Andy and a yay from Marcus. We'll see what shakes out in a couple weeks. All right, number 2, if the seeding holds up, the path to the Super Bowl for the Packers will be brutal because they would host the Saints and then have to go on the road to face the 49ers. Challenge or no challenge?
No challenge for me because, yeah, if the favorites win, if the best seeds advance, then the Packers will end up playing the Saints in the divisional round, the 2 seed, and then go to San Fran, the 1 seed, where they already lost 37-8. So if that's not the definition of brutal, I don't know what is.
Well, I'm going to challenge again just because I love throwing the flag. The one thing I'll say here is that I think it's going to be brutal no matter what. Whether it's the Vikings, whether it's the Eagles, whether it's the Saints or the 49ers, it will not matter. Seahawks, same thing. It is going to be a brutal stretch. And I go back to that NFC Championship loss when they lost to the Giants at Lambeau Field. Everyone that year wanted the Giants to come to Lambeau. They did not want to go to Dallas. They were so excited when the Giants, they found out New York was going to come to Lambeau. It was going to be freezing cold. There was no way Green Bay was going to lose that game. And Green Bay lost, and the Giants went on to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So you just can't predict which teams are going to win. I think if Green Bay had faced Dallas that year, I think they would have won in Dallas and gone to the Super Bowl. So you have to face who's in front of you, and I think it's going to be brutal no matter who they play.
And like Matt LaFleur says, we'll try to go one at a
time.
All right, my final one. Aaron Rodgers is having a down year, but it's not all on him. Challenge or no challenge?
No challenge again. And one of my favorite quotes, I know there are a lot of variations of it, but it's always a little bit of a lot of stuff, meaning it's not just one guy. It's not just Rodgers. It's the fact that he's in the first year in a new offense. It's that maybe he doesn't have enough weapons. Yes, he's missing some throws, but it's not 100% on Rodgers.
And again, slight challenge here, nothing too crazy, but I just think, kind of back to my point earlier, I don't necessarily think it's a down year because it's, again, basically the identical season that he had a season ago, and really through the course of the last 4 years, pretty much the same type of consistent play. So I don't necessarily think it's a down year. I still think 27 other franchises would probably gladly trade spots with Green Bay, but I just think over the course of that time, it kind of is what it is.
And for everyone saying trade Rodgers, get rid of Rodgers, just relax,
Not
everybody.
a good idea.
All right, when we come back, Green Bay Nation will delve deep into the interwebs once again. Which videos got the most clicks? Stay tuned to find out.